Okay, so my timing couldn't be better, so let's get on with this. I'm launching a Kickstarter campaign to showcase the rise of the football program, probably from the mid-1970s to present day, through next weekend, or actually next Monday, the 12th, when hopefully we'll be winning a national championship. Like with any great love story, there will be passion, heartbreak, heroes, betrayal, and even a little bargaining. I've been watching the Oregon Ducks for a very long time. I won't tell you my age, but I've been watching them a very long time. And there have been all of those things as I follow the Ducks in their early days to now. Most people know that Phil Knight is a big part of our program and has been an integral part of the reason that we've risen to the fame that we now have. But lots of people don't realize that the beginnings of Oregon were really in track, definitely not in football. And I want to showcase that as part of this documentary. There are lots of great stories that came out of that time frame in the 70s, and that's just one of them. This is actually one of my favorite stories. Back in the late 80s, our football team was not as successful as it is today. And one of the very first bowl games that we were invited to in over 2 decades, we actually had to buy out all the seats. Well, we didn't have to. The university did, in order to guarantee that our fans would show up. Those days have all changed, but I think it's important to showcase the early beginnings of the rise of this football program and really the humble beginnings that we had. Anyone who was watching the Ducks in the early 2000s knew that it was a rocky road for sure. There were lots of highs and lots of lows. And one of the biggest lows I can remember is sitting down on my couch, ready to watch my Ducks play, and all of a sudden, the big network moves away from our game to go to another game because we were being beaten so badly. I've never seen that since. I've never seen an actual big network just abandon a football game. But this is another thing that's rich in our history. Another thing about being a Duck fan is you always have to defend your mascot. And one of the things, other than all the cracks about Ducks, is that once they find out that it's Donald Duck, they even go harder in terms of the witty puns. But I think it's a great thing about our past that our mascot is the only one that was donated by Walt Disney to a school. These are only the stories off the top of my head. There are many more. But I'll get into the history with Animal House, which came out in 1978. I'll get into, of course, Marcus Mariota, our favorite son. And I'll get into so many other stories about great athletes who have come out of Oregon. So join me as I embark on this endeavor to document the rise of the Oregon football program. I'll be hiring interns from Oregon. I'll be hiring a director from Oregon. I really want this to be an all-Oregon Duck production. I think that's also important because it just helps tell the story of the love for this team.